I never imagined that the woman my father brought into our home, the woman I was told to call Mom, would someday become the person who tried to erase me from my own life. My name is Emily, and I was only 12 when my real mother passed away. She had been sick for a long time, but she always made sure that I never felt alone. Even on her worst days, she would hold my hand and whisper, "No matter what happens, I will always watch over you." After she died, I clung to those words like a lifeline. I believed my father, Michael, would be the one to protect me. But grief changes people. And in his loneliness, he made the worst decision of his life. Just 1 year after my mother's death, he met Victoria. She was beautiful, elegant, and spoke with a soft voice that made her seem kind. She would bring me small gifts, hair clips, little dresses, and say things like, "I know I can never replace your mother, but I want to be your friend." I was a child. I wanted to believe her. They got married within 6 months. I still remember standing at their wedding, holding a bouquet I didn't want to carry, forcing a smile for photos I didn't want to be in. But I stayed quiet because I thought, maybe this is what Dad needs to be happy again. But happiness never came. Not for me. Because the moment Victoria moved into our house, everything changed. At first, the change was subtle. Victoria stopped giving me gifts. She stopped talking to me gently. She stopped pretending. She started with small comments, like when I'd sit at the dinner table and she'd glance at my plate. "Oh honey, you're eating again? You don't want to look unhealthy, do you?" I was just 13 and already insecure. Her words cut deeper than she knew. Or maybe, she knew exactly what she was doing. Soon, she began rearranging the house. My mother's photos were taken down. Her favorite vase thrown away. Even the blanket she used to wrap me in when I had nightmares disappeared. When I asked where everything went, she smiled and said, "Sweetheart, your father and I decided it's time to move forward. Living in the past isn't healthy." My father just stood there, silent. He didn't defend me. He didn't say a word. That's when I realized I was alone. Then came Olivia, Victoria's real daughter. She was a year older than me, confident, popular, loud. The opposite of me. The moment she arrived, I became invisible. Victoria treated her like royalty, expensive clothes, new phone, private tutor. Meanwhile, I watched my allowance disappear and my school supplies accidentally go missing. When I asked my father why Olivia got so much more, he simply sighed and said, "Emily, just try to get along. It's temporary." But it wasn't temporary. It was the beginning of my erasure. One afternoon, I came home from school and found my bedroom door wide open. My things were all over the floor, clothes, books, even my journals. Inside, Olivia was sitting on my bed, flipping through my private diary like it was a magazine. "Wow. You're so dramatic," she laughed. "Do you really cry at night and talk to your dead mom?" "That's pathetic." I snapped. I screamed at her to get out, that she had no right. But before I could stop her, she shouted, "Noem. She's attacking me." Victoria stormed in instantly, grabbed my wrist so hard it left a bruise, and yelled, "How dare you speak to Olivia like that? This is her home too." I stared at her in disbelief. "Her home? What about mine?" I asked. She smirked. "You're lucky we keep you here at all." That night, I cried myself to sleep. But I didn't know yet, this was only the beginning. After that day, things only got worse. Victoria no longer treated me like a child in her home. She treated me like an inconvenience she needed to erase. She started with my privacy. She removed my bedroom door, saying open doors mean open hearts. But her heart was never open. Then came my belongings. One weekend, while I was at school rehearsing for a play, I came home to find trash bags lined up by the front door. At first, I thought they were just garbage. But when I looked closer, I froze. Inside were my books, my clothes, even the handmade quilt my real mother stitched for me when I was born. I ran inside, panicking. Where are my things? Victoria didn't even look up from her wine glass. We decluttered. Your room was full of useless junk. That wasn't junk, that was my mother's. I screamed. She looked at me with the coldest smile I'd ever seen. She's gone, Emily. Stop clinging to dead weight. Dead weight. She called my mother dead weight. I broke. I grabbed the trash bags and ran to my room, tears blinding me. That night, I stayed awake hugging that quilt, terrified she would steal that too. But the final betrayal came 1 month later. I came home from school, and my room was empty. Not messy. Not rearranged. Empty. The bed was gone. The desk. The clothes. The curtains. Even the walls were repainted. In place of my room, stood a shiny new glam-style bedroom. Olivia's second room. I stood there shaking. Where's my room? Where are my things? I whispered. Victoria walked past me casually and said, we needed space for Olivia's wardrobe. You'll be sleeping in the attic from now on. The attic. A dusty, cold storage room with a thin mattress and no windows. I looked at my father, hoping, praying, he would say something. He looked away. Didn't even meet my eyes. That night, lying on that dirty mattress in the attic, I finally understood. My father didn't lose me. He gave me away. And Victoria didn't just want to take my room. She wanted to take my identity. But what none of them knew. Karma was already on its way. And it was coming from inside their own family. Days turned into weeks. I slept in the attic, ate leftovers, if there were any left, and lived like a ghost in my own home. But something started shifting. Olivia. The same girl who once mocked me, suddenly became quieter around me. Less smug. Less cruel. At first, I ignored it. I didn't trust her. But one night, as I was heading to the attic, she stopped me in the hallway. She looked nervous. Emily, can I talk to you? I stared at her, waiting. She hesitated, then whispered. I didn't know my mom was that cruel. I thought she was helping you. But she's not. She's a monster. I didn't say a word. She continued, voice shaking. I saw her burning your diary in the backyard today. She laughed about it. Something snapped inside me. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just felt empty. Olivia lowered her voice. Listen, everything she's doing? I've been recording it. I froze. Recording what? She pulled out her phone. Video after video. Victoria insulting me. Calling me a burden. Mocking my real mother. Throwing away my belongings. Dragging me by the arm. Shoving me. All of it, captured. Why? I whispered. She looked down. Because. I thought she loved me. But today she told her friend she only cares about my appearance and how she can use me to make her look like a successful mother. Her voice broke. She doesn't love me either. She only loves herself. For the first time, I saw not my enemy, but another victim. And right there, in the dark hallway, both of us broken, Olivia looked at me and said, let's destroy her. We planned for days. Olivia uploaded all the videos into a hidden drive. We gathered screenshots of messages where Victoria spoke horribly about me, and even about my father, calling him weak and easy to manipulate. We found bank statements showing she had been draining my father's savings into her private account. It was all there. Proof. And then, we struck. The plan was simple, but brutal. We didn't confront Victoria directly. We exposed her, publicly. Olivia waited until a Saturday morning, when Victoria had invited several of her friends over for brunch. She was dressed in her perfect little pastel dress, smiling politely, pretending to be the loving host. And then, Olivia connected her phone to the living room TV. Without a word. Without warning. The first video started playing. Emily, stop acting like a victim. Your mother is dead. Move on. Victoria's voice filled the room, echoing through the house like poison. The guests froze. Confusion turned to horror. Then another clip played. I'll throw away every piece of that stupid girl's past. If she cries? Good. Tears build character. Victoria leapt from her seat. Olivia. Turn that off right now. Olivia didn't flinch. Another video played, this time of Victoria grabbing my wrist and shoving me. Gasps erupted. One woman even stood up and shouted, Victoria, what is wrong with you? But Olivia wasn't done. She switched the screen to a slideshow of bank statements, showing thousands of dollars transferred from my father's savings to Victoria's private account. Then screenshots of messages where she called my father pathetic and easy to control. My father, who had been standing there speechless, finally broke. I had never seen him look so betrayed. He turned to Victoria and whispered, Is this who you truly are? Victoria reached for him. Michael, listen, it's not, it's taken out of context. He stepped away. Get out. Victoria started screaming, at Olivia, at me, at the guests, like a wild animal losing its mask. But it didn't matter anymore. Her kingdom had crumbled. Her reputation, destroyed. Her lies, exposed. Her victims, united. That night, for the first time in years, I slept in my own room again. Olivia helped me repaint the walls. My father apologized, over and over. And while things weren't perfect, they were finally real. Sometimes, karma doesn't come like a storm. Sometimes, karma comes through the very person you least expect. Victoria spent years trying to turn Olivia against me. But in the end, her own daughter became the justice she never saw coming.